Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode.
Give me some more space than that.
Oh, okay.
You can do a clap again. Oh, good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting podcast episode of Mic'd Up with me, your boy, Smitty, a.k.a. Daniel Smith. You don't need to know my government, but I gave it to you anyway. And your boy, Angelo Mike, Mikey Mike. Nope.
El Nino.
Nope. El Nino, the boy?
Mm-hmm. El Nino.
You really are a Drake fan. I hope you meet him one day and he really just inspires you to do better. You just see, look at you. Now you gotta adjust. We're having malfunctions on the set. Give me a second.
Whoa. I don't want to. I'm trying to make sure, like, if it leans, it's not cracking. That's it.
It's not even Supreme. It's Supreme.
I'm just like.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we back with
What up? We're back.
Angelo, Mike Angelo.
That's crazy. And you playing me like
And
that? I don't know what I did with my water.
This is mine. Stay away.
I got it.
All right. Cool.
Got the water.
Part of your morning routine.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, always with the morning routine.
It says bath water.
Path water.
Oh, Path.
Yeah, they're an official sponsor of the Neon Carnival, so they gave this away when you got the.
When you went to
passes.
Coachella this weekend.
I got this before Coachella, but yes.
Oh, okay. Speaking of, how was it? See how I did that? Went into it. All right.
You're learning.
Yeah.
Now you don't suck as much.
Well, that was rude.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's fine.
Coachella was fun.
Huh?
Coachella was fun. You know, you did the parties, the freebies, the fun stuff, the concert.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see Posty up close, which was cool because
Don't ever call another grown man Posty.
it's Posty, man.
His name's
Meg the
Post
Stallion.
Malone.
Oh, which by the way, actually, you know, is probably trending. Sorry, Meg, for this to happen to her. So Meg apparently,
Oh, boy.
yeah. I don't know if they didn't time her set properly,
Mm-hmm.
or if they somehow just went over her set,
Right.
or I think she started late.
Mhm.
But they actually cut the sound off on her last song, and they cut the sound off from the stage because Zed was starting already at the other stage, so they just cut. Which the stages aren't really that close, so you can like let her go.
Yeah.
But they cut it completely. And you know, when you're performing on stage, well, I don't know if you know, but like you have headphones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as the artist, you have your monitor headphones, and then you have your monitors in front of you, but everything's like, it's like having AirPods with the soundproof, and the whole team is on that.
Right.
So you are listening to the music you're performing, you're listening to the show that you're doing, but you have no idea what's going on outside.
Right.
So she's like performing, she's talking, she's like, I thank you guys so much. You guys are, and it's like,
That's crazy.
for the entire last set and last song, which that was very, very,
Rude.
yeah.
That was. You don't need to cut somebody's mic off, especially
just
when
one
someone's on
song.
stage. Oh, yeah, it's one song.
But this is also Coachella. Coachella is known for artists being late at their set and being on their set for too long. Like Lady Gaga, I think for the first night, she didn't get done till 2 a.m.
She's a headliner, though, right?
She was the headliner, but you're talking about somebody started at like 11 or 11:30. Like she didn't start till 2 a.m. Like she for sure went over her set, you know. But like I'm just saying, like that's a thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're in the middle of the desert.
And it's one song.
At Coachella. This is
Everybody's like, "What's happening?" You know, like it's great. It was like, oh man, she does.
Can you imagine she just going ham? Good
No, she
knees and
was.
all, twerking, all that.
No, I'm telling you, it was like,
No, I didn't get it.
it was like, it was just pure silence, and she's just going to town, putting on a show. Oh, hold on one second, I gotta answer this. You want to hold on?
Who's that?
It's a client. What's up, Biggie?
Oh,
What's up?
okay. He's making client calls in the middle of the podcast. See if that makes it. Anyway, yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, if Meg the Stallion is doing a silent set, like a silent, well, not silent to her, but to us, that had to be like silent movies back in the day. I used to think, like, how do you go to movie theaters and watch something with no sound? And then if it's Meg Thee Stallion throwing ass and knees good, twerking with no music, is that like the same thing? Y'all can like and comment. Let me know.
Sorry.
Are y'all going to a silent movie of Meg Thee Stallion throwing ass?
That's what it was. No, but sorry, that was an emergency call. For some context, when my client got hacked.
Hacked?
Yeah, his Instagram and everything. So he's like stressing. He's like, please change this, change this. I'm like, already, I've changed everything for you. But on another standpoint, yes, she was going hard. Like,
silent movie.
It was a silent movie, yeah. And she had no idea. She's blowing kisses. She's saying thank you. She's going Coachella. She did give her little speech at the end. I was like, damn. That's cold. I know she was pissed.
That footage has got to be crazy.
I got the footage.
By the way, let me just say, I saw T-Pain and my man killed it.
Yeah, I heard he did an amazing job.
The videos, the response, the crowd he pulled, I was like, well, it's T-Pain.
Did he have anybody come out?
Yeah, bro, go look at it. And if it's AI, then it's a great job because
AI.
Yeah, I'm just saying they could have like influenced and made a lot of people. But it was a big crowd. It was a performance.
No, but who I'm saying, did he bring out any additional
artists?
artists?
I don't know. I only saw
like
him.
Meg Thee Stallion brought out Sierra and she brought out Queen Latifah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's the thing though in Coachella, especially the first weekend. Like last year, J Balvin brought out Will Smith.
Right. Will Smith is doing music now and has done classical music that's going to last a lifetime. Queen Latifah
is one of the first female hip hop artists.
I get that. I get that. When's the last? Just name one Queen Latifah song. You was just there.
Well, she actually has a new one. She's featured on one of Meg Thee Stallion's new songs.
That's dope.
That's why she performed it, and then she performed her old song Unity. But yeah, she's like, she's the one that opened the door for being a female rapper. So
yeah, there's the Brat, there's Queen Latifah.
That was just Meg giving. You said who?
The Brat.
You remember the Brat? The Brat was like about 10 years after Queen Latifah.
There's a couple of them that came before Meg Thee Stallion is what I'm saying. Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah is the first.
No, actually, the first. What's her name?
And MC Lyte.
Yeah, MC Lyte was around there
after Queen Latifah.
No, it wasn't MC Lyte.
Salt and Pepper after Queen Latifah. I'm telling you, I was just at the Grammys, 50 years of hip hop event, like about last year. Me and Jesse went, and
Queen Latifah was not.
That's what female rappers weren't rapping during that time. That's the thing.
No, she wasn't that. That was in the 80s. She came in the 90s. Because her and Will Smith have that bond. Her and Will Smith was like popular around the same time.
And you know who Will Smith is?
Yeah.
You know why he's so big? You know why he's so big with the Grammys and the music? Why he
was a rapper.
No, he's the first rapper to ever win a Grammy.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. I should have made you.
Everybody knows that. That's his. He's the first rapper.
Yeah, he just started saying. I didn't know that until last year. Till they did the 50 years of hip hop.
Well, I knew that before that. No, he was the first rapper to win because they didn't even have that as a category in the Grammys for like years. I think he was just the first one to win once they made it a category. You can check that. Fact check that.
He was the first person to win whenever they made the Grammys. Whenever rap music made the Grammys, the first year they ever gave a Grammy for rap music,
he was the first one
to win. Queen Latifah was the first one to win as a female rapper.
Yeah, but it wasn't that same year. It was years later, right?
Yeah, it was like a year later.
That's what I'm saying. She was in the 90s.
But she was one of the first. Yeah, she was in the 80s. Queen Latifah's old. Anyways,
I know she's old, but I don't know. You still ain't naming Queen Latifah song because
I just said Unity.
You never heard Unity.
Yes,
you probably just Googled that.
No, she never performed it.
But I know she has.
Have you heard Unity?
No, but I've heard. I know she has a whole album.
You probably heard Unity and didn't even know it was Queen Latifah.
Maybe
a lot of her music back then, you had no idea it's her. It sounds completely different. Anyways, we're gonna move on to some other stuff. Touch some stuff that came out this week, and we're talking about real quick Marvel. Robert Downey Jr. walked away with $100 million for 2 movies and a private jet so he can peacefully travel to and from set.
Yeah. Now, see, when you say with a private jet, I think, and I'm not 100% sure, but the fine print is the jet is for him while he's working on these 2 films. over the
Yes.
next year.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's the whole
once he's
point.
done, he just still has a jet.
It's in his contract. That's what I said. I said in his contract is they're covering transportation. He's probably like, hey, I'll give you guys another 5 years of my life, but I don't want to be sitting there. If I want to leave, I want to leave. If I want to work on another project, I want to work on another project, and I don't want it. You guys can pay for it, or you guys can just give me a private jet at my call. Which typically with CEOs and the producers, they do
that.
They already probably have a private jet just sitting on standby the entire time anyways.
Of course.
He just now has priority.
Yeah, because they needed him to come back to save this franchise and to like really.
I mean, I don't even think it's to save the franchise. I just think more so it's like you're just a house favorite. Why try to make somebody else a house favorite? You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it type of thing. I mean, $100 million to them for what they make off of his face and his likeness is
$1 billion.
Man, they're gonna make trillions, not billions.
I'm saying they made billions and counting off of all the stuff he did.
Yeah, but they're
leading up to it.
Yeah, but that's just in the last 10 years, and they're gonna make it again in the next 10 years. I promise you. How old are your kids right now?
10 and 3.
Okay, so the 3-year-old kids.
Mm-hmm.
How old were they when the Avengers movie came out?
They weren't born.
Okay, so I bet you when they're 7 years old or 5 years old, let's see, they weren't born. Avengers probably came out, 2020? No,
before that, like 2017, 18.
Oh, then for sure. So it's 2025, 2027 at the 10-year anniversary mark. I bet you take your kids to watch Avengers in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're gonna read just running right back.
Yeah.
And make all that money back. So it's definitely hella worth it. Of course, social media spun it as it's a crazy thing, and if you don't really understand, business or the industry, then
that's nothing. Peanuts to what they're about to make off of it. Now, what I'm always interested in is the negotiation, the fine print, the details. If I'm Robert Downey Jr., who just turned 60, I believe, recently. Shout out, happy birthday. I don't know the guy. He's already guaranteed lifetime royalty money, I'm sure, hopefully. I mean, that's
he got back in on Iron Man. He got toy.
He has to.
He got toy revenue.
He's the Marvel king.
So Power Rangers kind of made it a thing. Like Power Rangers originally made it a thing where having getting revenue off of toys is non-negotiable.
Yeah, well, that's changed a lot of things.
No, there's still even still till today, and revenue of toys is non-negotiable. You're being booked as an actor. Mm-hmm. You play a role, and what we do in our side business has nothing to do with you and your role. So, of course, there's some people out there that have been blessed and have renegotiated and have that blessing and have it all, but. The Power Rangers led the way, and
well, that's because they're inexchangeable. That's because that's a staple in whatever they showed you.
Do you know the original? I just saw a documentary.
I did too.
Which one did you see?
The Hollywood Demons one about the Power Rangers. Yeah.
Oh man, $750 an episode and nothing else. Yeah, I seen the toy documentary,
and then they tried. And
they got fired.
And I always wondered. I was like, they only did one season. And I was like,
well, that's when they realized changing them kept it fresh and kept it going. But I saw a documentary. It's on Netflix. It's called "The Toys That Make Us," and they do it about all of them. They covered the Power Ranger one. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about it was the first $1 billion revenue toy in entertainment.
Yep.
And these people didn't see a penny. And now to mention. It was their likeness to the T.
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Except for JDF, that Tommy, he ended up renegotiating.
Well, and they took care of him. And that's what I'm trying to say. Robert Downey Jr. is the JDF of Marvel.
Well, JDF actually still, he renegotiated for no toy stuff, but for more money when they bought, when Disney bought it, they became union, and he got his revenues or something, but still no toy money. I mean, I think
that toy money, man. I
think JDF's daughter should be a bit millionaire right now. She's not. This guy had to tour every week. I mean, you saw the documentary. He was still touring every week.
So. I mean, he did that off of just GP and him loving that.
You think so?
Yeah.
So why doesn't Robert Downey Jr. do it?
Well, he's completely different person. What do you mean? And
Because
Robert
he
Downey
doesn't
Jr.
need to.
He's got $100 million.
Exactly.
And depending on what else.
You're doing a show every single week. Are you kidding me? You know how stressful that is?
It's a TV show, depending on how many episodes.
No, not the show. I'm talking about the trade shows.
Yeah, if you like to travel, if you like to meet people, if that's what keeps
you're busy.
you, you know.
If you have money, you're busy investing your money. You need to make that money to make it. It's almost like the stand-up comedians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see these stand-up comedians that do movies. They don't make no money on their movies, but they go every weekend because that's where they make their money.
Right.
And that's how that kind of works.
I mean, it's working.
Well, yeah, but every single week, if they had the opportunity, like Kevin Hart doesn't do it every single week, right? He does his quick tour.
Tours.
He does his tour quick.
Yeah.
But you're talking about somebody who's doing this 365 all year long, every week. Even if they're filming a movie, they're not giving up no weekends because they can't give up the bread. Bread cannot stop because they're not getting paid what they deserve, which sucks. But
I mean,
not everybody can make money.
What's the alternative? You work a 9 to 5 and you're not getting paid what you deserve, and you're working 5 days instead of 2.
I mean, the alternative is, hopefully negotiate the deal. But, beggars can be choosers. And again, you could get what money you can get or you can get nothing. So I agree.
Man, you can work your way up the ladder in a 9 to 5 and hopefully become manager or CEO, whatever the case is. Or you can work your way up in the stand-up comedy world and work every weekend and then hopefully book and get hot or whatever. That's just the way to, naming the game. But
I mean,
you work 2 days or you work 5 days? 5 days, 2 days off? 2 days, 5 days off?
none of that has any relevance with what we were just saying. But
no, I'm just saying, like, the comedy world compared to, like, a 9 to 5, you still go to work.
It's just, that's where, well, I mean, a lot of people are just like, that's where a lot of actors are just like, you know, you don't pay everybody equally. Everybody's not.
Of course not.
Everybody's working equally hard, but not everybody's getting paid equally. But also, especially with social media, that goes down to, you just have to have your brand on point. You know, like, nobody's buying your merch. Right. So why are they going to invest in you to make money on, you know, 3 different tiers? You know, no, they're only making money off of you by having you in the movie. They're not making money off of merch. They're not making money off of your likeness. They're not making off of nothing else. If you don't have your brand right, you don't get paid for your 3 tiers.
Right. But I think what had happened, and back to Robert Downey Jr., he became bigger than the company. Well, not bigger, but he became a fan favorite and or favorite. And so I got brought up Hugh Jackman. Nobody's played Wolverine for over 20 years now, going on 30. Why is that? They can't recast? They can't cast? No, it's because he's Wolverine to generations, to anybody that's ever seen live action.
I mean, that too also.
You put another Wolverine in, you're paying them $50K, $100K, whatever, and you got a new Wolverine.
Matches perfectly also, but
that's my point.
He's also cooked as an actor too. He's not doing nothing else either.
You're wild, and Hugh Jackman is one of the most talented, biggest box office guys ever.
We've already went over this. He hasn't done a single movie since Wolverine.
No, you haven't seen a single movie he's done. He's done a bunch of movies.
He's done a bunch of movies. Since he's got the role of Wolverine, he has not played another role.
You're what? Where
we
you
went
been
over
at?
this. We went over this.
Are you kidding me? He played Wolverine in like 2001 when he just got casted.
He in 2000 all the way up to 2022. Or 2020 when he played Logan.
And you're telling me he hasn't done another movie?
Nope.
You're wild, and you haven't seen Australia? Great movie. Got nominated. You want to bet?
That was not after the Wolverine.
You want to bet?
Yeah, I will.
That's insane. What about The Greatest Showman with Zendaya? Zendaya wasn't even born, I don't think, when he did Wolverine.
Again, not that was all while he's playing Wolverine. The moment he stopped playing Wolverine, he stopped working.
He didn't. He went to Broadway like most actors.
Yeah, he went to Broadway. But he's a
theater actor.
Even what's his name?
Robert Downey Jr.
No, not Robert Downey. Even Deadpool guy. Ryan Reynolds. Even Ryan Reynolds, like, that was his joke. Like, you're not gonna get another movie. You might as well come back as Wolverine for Deadpool 3. It's in their marketing where he's talking shit. He's talking ish about how he's not working.
That's insane. We can literally look up look it up. If he hasn't done a movie, he's been on Broadway.
Yeah, he did. He could do Broadway, but the thing is that they're not gonna give him another character. That's the whole point of Logan. The movie Logan was to get him out of the character.
Right, and after Logan, you're saying he didn't do another movie?
He didn't do another movie.
All right, let's see. Hugh Jackman. That's crazy.
He did not do another movie after Logan.
Movie after Logan. All right, let's see if Google can come up with something. The Greatest Showman was 2017. The Front Runner 2018. Bad Education 2019. And voice roles in animated series like Big Mouth 2021. Rick and Morty in 2023. He also returned to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2024. So
there you go.
He's done quite a
Those
bit.
are shows and none of his own movies.
What? The
You
Greatest
said Rick
Showman.
and Morty.
That was at the end. That was
The Greatest Showman was 2017, same exact time as Logan. That was
after
a year.
Logan.
No, that was the same year, 2017.
but it came after Logan. And then what about The Front Runner? That came out. Bad Education came out 2019. He was doing great movies.
Yeah, he did Free Guy though. With what? With
He
his
made
boy.
a appearance, but yeah.
Anyways,
And he was also in theater, man.
Moving on to actual topics that we're going to talk about. Speaking on, well, I'll say that when you get down to your sports one, but let's talk about these tariffs and Chinese. And I've seen some crazy things.
Who's winning? Are we winning?
No, nobody's winning. No, actually, technically, we're losing. Like, for me personally, this really affects my business humongously.
I think it affects everybody, honestly. I think people are just going to kind of be like, all right.
No, it doesn't really affect everybody. It doesn't affect nobody. It's actually just, if anything, it affects companies in a positive manner. So, like, now companies have even more of an excuse to charge more money for items that they already have.
Right.
But, like, most of these companies buy with 5 years worth of inventory.
Right.
5 to 10 years. So this doesn't affect them at all. Production, everything's already done. That's already done. Like, like for the next 5 years, they don't care.
Right.
But for some small business owners and people who are buying per season, come May or whatever it is, the 18th or whatever, when they imply it even stronger, for me to do my summer collection or anything else or purchase stuff and get new shipment of stuff, there's a tax on that, and that really that makes me have to charge more or makes me not be able to afford to do 1,000 pieces instead I do 100 pieces. But also
we've got hope.
We got hope. But also then, now I think it's always funny when something like this happens and in the videos that are already been around.
Yeah, of course.
Forever, right? Kind of get reutilized as like, oh my God, this is what China's doing because of the tariff. China's exposing these designer brands, and China's like telling you that they make this and this, and like, no, like these guys have been mimicking like the social media TikTok, like, there's all these filler accounts that are like, oh, this is how you make this, or like, let me show you how this is making. Let me show you how you can make your own and make your own $1,000 like this. Like the informal TikToks and like these, they're called the faceless accounts, and people are promoting. And China's been on there like, oh, we factory that make Birkin bags with this Gucci, and this like that. Yeah, Louis, so and they're just like resurfacing it. So I think it's pretty funny that these videos are being resurfaced. But you know what they did do that China did in rebuttal, but I'm not 100% confirmed, is that apparently we raised tariffs, they raised tariffs. We raised tariffs, they raised tariffs. They threw out U.S. patent and copyright out of law.
I think I've heard something similar to that.
Yeah, they made counterfeiting illegal.
They playing big boy ball.
They did play big boy ball, but they've been playing big boy ball. Let me tell you, it's a fun fact. I'll give you a fun fact.
I want to hear it.
A fun fact about China is it's extremely expensive to copyright in China. So, like when you do trademarking and you copyright, you pay for U.S. patent and U.S. copyright, and you can do worldly copywriting, and that's kind of like all the same cost. But China, so you like kind of the U.S. and then you do the rest of the world, and then you do China separately. China costs more than the U.S. and the rest of the world, like combined. It's very, very expensive. And you know why they do that? Because, they produce counterfeits, everything. They counterfeit everything in China,
Right.
That's what they have, all the factories. Everybody makes everything in China. They want to be able to mimic and make it in their own country. They're smart. So, Supreme, right? There's an entire... So when Supreme did their legals and their copywriting, they didn't copyright in China because they said, well, First off, this is ridiculous. We're not paying this much.
Right. Makes sense.
Screw it. Guess what? There's an entire Supreme store.
Mm-hmm.
A 3-floor Supreme store with nothing but Supreme items. Supreme whatever they want to make Supreme. Completely copywritten in China by somebody else.
So there's a Chinese version of Supreme that's theirs.
Yep.
And Supreme that's here can't do nothing about it because they didn't pay.
Because they didn't copyright when it was time to copyright us. They copywritten Supreme in their brand everywhere else but China because it's so expensive.
Damn, Supreme is too expensive for Supreme.
What? What does that even mean?
It was too expensive to copyright it there in China.
Yeah.
For their own business. So now they have a business there that's not their business. And it was too expensive for them to pay for it. Supreme is too expensive for Supreme.
Okay, sure.
Come on, man. Stay with me. Y'all get it.
Nobody gets
it.
But yeah, so basically, I think they're waiving the copyrights. If you did copyright as a U.S. company in China, they're going to waive it.
Waive it meaning it didn't matter? Or waive it like you don't have to pay it?
No, meaning as it doesn't matter. Like it's going to become legal to counterfeit. Which is technically already legal to counterfeit in China anyways. I mean,
do they get the money back for copywriting?
No, of course not.
Dang. They can do that?
Yeah, it's a government. The government can do whatever the hell they want.
They just said, hey, man, give us this bag to copyright. All right, there you go. Cool. You can't copyright here no more. Thanks for the bag.
There's very few companies that I think are actually copywritten in China, but
which is why
everything in China. Nike, Jordan,
well, it's cheaper,
Adidas. Right? Yeah, it's the cheapest labor. And it's also the most resourceful. The most resourceful. There's just so much land in China that there can be a bunch of factories, and they have factory worlds.
Yeah,
which literally. I think is crazy because I mean I don't know if Trump wants to do the tariffs, and the whole point of the tariffs is to bring. I mean, he wants to bring the factories back to the U.S., which
old school days.
Yeah, but I mean, now look at Michigan. Michigan is just an abandoned city, literally. Detroit's nothing but factories are just dead. Doesn't be the same once we move everything back out in 5 years. Nobody wants to work. I mean,
not like in the old days, at least.
Not even in the old days, but yeah, nobody in the United States wants to glue sneakers together.
I don't know.
Let's be honest.
I don't know.
Can you name off the top of the head one person you know that would be willing to get paid?
We live in Southern California. If you go to the Midwest and Idaho and Oklahoma, maybe.
No, not even
somebody in New Mexico or
not even
Michigan. Detroit.
To glue shoes, my boy.
Hey, what you paying me?
$15 an hour. Maybe less.
They'll do
$7. Nah, they're not gonna do it.
A couple of people that'll wash your windshield for $5. Glue some shoes together?
I don't know.
You'll find some people.
I don't see it. I think there's so much more to it.
It's because we're in Southern California.
No, I think there's so much more. I really don't think the factories is what the end goal is. But again, I'm not.
I mean, there's always something to it, but who knows?
Because I don't see it lasting. Sorry, I don't see it lasting. I don't see it being a thing. I just don't see that much reasoning for it. When you bringing more pollution, which he got rid of the global warming act. A lot of stuff, but yeah, tariffs is crazy, and it makes things expensive. It's gonna make things expensive.
Yeah,
for sure.
We can all agree on that at least. So hopefully the tariff war will end peacefully-ish, or more peaceful than what it has been. But
and then they try to rerun the TikTok thing again. They gave them 90 more days.
Yeah, TikTok
was about to shut down on the 8th of April. Oh my God.
It did shut down. There was people that were... No, I'm saying the first time it shut down. The first time,
but it was supposed to do it again on April 8th, and then they extended it again.
Of course. Of course.
Another 90 days.
Yeah. Dodge that bullet.
Yeah. And then speaking of last week, which I think you found out, scientists say, we talked about the diet, but scientists say that they're going to recreate living dinosaurs within 5 years.
What did that meme say? There's literally about 4 movies that say this is not a good idea.
A bad idea.
It's just, I don't get it. What do you... Do you understand, scientific proof shows that we weren't as intelligent human beings back in the day. So you can only imagine. I don't think we're that intelligent now. If you think about it, our primal instincts we're very primal. We're just more fancy about it. But if you got a big old dinosaur there are people getting mauled by tigers and bears that are locked up behind fences and cages. What are you going to do with a big old 30-foot T-Rex? I don't know what are you going to do?
Well, I would say I agree with you, maybe in a more mass amount, but I mean, I think I can make an educated decision.
Oh boy.
Of my safety of these dinosaurs, But yes, I think somebody's gonna buy a dinosaur and put it in his living room. Yes. Do I think he's gonna try to do a TikTok with it and lose his head? Yes. Yes, I do think that the human race doesn't do the smartest things sometimes.
I can just see like a yearly thing of like Jurassic Park. Like in workplace where they're like, how many days without an accident? It's like 20 days, 300 days. I just see that getting up to 4, maybe 3.
Well, I will say, here's the thing I will say, that Jurassic Park being a movie that they designed to kind of like be okay for kids, I don't think they kind of addressed the problem properly.
Right.
Like, let's be realistic. If there's a Jurassic Park and just stuff went out of hand, they're going to nuke it. They're nuking the island. Like there isn't no, oh my God, now we have dinosaurs living with us and dinosaurs flying off the island. Like, no, there's gonna be a cavity. There's gonna be a cavity inside that ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like you think, and I don't know how tough a dinosaur skin is, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna release the entire military and they're gonna not shoot them or a small pistol and just scream and run and get eaten. No, they're gonna load off bazookas, and they're gonna load off grenades, and they're gonna be feeding. Like it's gonna be a bloodbath, like no tomorrow.
Extinction all over.
Yeah,
we're like that's why. It wasn't a meteor, and we just learned how to kill these things. It was us against the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs are like, damn, they brought us back. They just ain't learned. And you know what? This is insane.
You know what's part about it is that you're gonna have PETA.
I was gonna say you haven't met PETA. They're not nuking anything.
Huh? PETA, no.
PETA's an army. PETA, you think they gonna nuke something with PETA around? Oh my God, they will take on the army. They have
lives too. You brought them back. You're gonna take them out. Yeah. Then there are gonna be people protesting. It's just gonna be a whole thing.
Then you got them going to the island to defend the dinosaurs. What are you gonna do? Nuke humans that are going there to defend? Then you got a whole press thing. How do you explain that?
No, you if they're gonna go to the island to
protect the dinosaurs,
you just wait them out.
Wait them out. I'm sorry. There's one pterodactyl flying off from the island. You just go pop.
That one gets popped. Once that one becomes international waters,
it drops right in front of the PETA crowd.
Yeah, what international waters is free play. Anybody can shoot at it. Anybody can kill it. International waters, it's free play. It should have stayed over its island. But the PETA people that went to protest said, "You're not gonna nuke us now because we're here." You wait for them.
Wait for the dinosaurs to eat them.
Yep, and then they're gonna nuke.
All right, well,
yeah, they're not. That's what I'm saying. Like, so yes, there are movies, but also they didn't, because I mean, you know what's actually a good movie that actually shows it? Do you remember? I hated the logo of the movie so much, and it wasn't the best movie, but somehow, do you remember the original Godzilla 2000?
Yeah.
Where, like the
Godzilla
in New York City, and she went into like the Madison Square Garden and left her like eggs.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't spare one bullet over there. They were they were killing them all till they realized she laid like 100 eggs, but they're bringing the heavy artillery. Kill it all.
Or don't bring it back trying to control and train it. They left for a reason, man.
Yes.
They left for a reason. If they even existed. Bum, 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 bum. Were dinosaurs real?
Yes, that's what skeletons are for.
No, fossils. Fossils, not full skeletons.
No, they're like engraved into the earths.
I mean, we have large animals. What would be the largest animal on Earth? A whale, right? I think a whale is the largest animal.
A whale is the largest mammal on Earth. And then the largest land animal is an elephant. And then non-mammal. I don't know, to be honest with you, with the non-mammal. But a whale, a blue whale, it would be the largest.
And I've never seen one of them in real life, but I can only imagine, that like they're large creatures. So I believe
they're like the size of like the New York City skyscraper.
They're that
like
big?
The Empire State Building.
Like 100 feet long or something
they're
like that.
They're like 300 feet long. They're
That's
humongous.
crazy.
Let's see what the...
Yeah, I want to see that. Because if there's proof there's obviously bigger, larger
Well,
creatures,
here's the thing. The thing is also we only think, let's see, the Earth is 75% water.
Mm-hmm.
I think, no, actually 90% water. Sorry. We've only explored 15% of the sea. So there's actually an entire
sea level that we can't even get to.
we can't even get to yet. We're working on technology, but we can't even get to it. And it's like pitch black. Have you ever seen the creatures that they find from there?
No, I don't even go past 10 feet in a pool.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty.
I'm good.
Pretty creepy. So, yeah, look, see, to give you hindsight, like, I mean, an elephant in a school bus, like, barely covers the guy's tail.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's way too big.
98 feet in length. 400,000 pounds is how big a blue whale is.
Can you eat a blue whale?
I mean, I don't know if it's...
Can you ever catch a blue whale? How do you even catch that? You can't...
World Wildlife Fund are probably protected. Yeah, how do you catch it? Because, I mean, how do you even get it out of the water? 400,000 pounds.
400,000?
400,000 pounds.
Bro.
400,000.
What happens when they died? They just sink to that dark bottom blue.
When they get eaten, they become
like sharks and
they be
other
eating
stuff.
everything. They become. It's like it's the circle of life. One for all for one. They go into it. They feed everything, and everything becomes them. They feed the world. It just keeps circulating. So that a whale dying probably keeps the entire ocean alive.
Can you imagine the first person to ever see a whale? Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
See how much of the ocean.
That's insane. Well,
So
yeah.
we've actually only. Damn, I was wrong. We've actually only
10%,
5%.
Yeah, yeah. Ocean's
So just to
huge.
give you, look at what that looks like.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? A demon?
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, the center of the earth is like the core, right? The hottest spot, and you have to go deep into it, and like the ocean,
Both sides.
like.
But you're not gonna go that deep.
But that's what I'm saying. Obviously, something's down there. Is it hell? And are these creatures? Is this where they came up with demons? That looked like a demon. If I thought of a demon, that looks like
a demon.
If I'm swimming and that just pops
So
up,
I was
ain't
right
no way.
first. So 70% of the Earth, not 90, sorry. 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water, but we only have explored 5% of the world's ocean.
I don't think we need to
90% of the
explore
ocean-
anymore. We've been around for thousands of hundreds of years.
Well, we haven't had technology the way it is and it's fast paced.
I don't think we need it.
I think that's the whole point of bringing the dinosaurs back and exploring. Is like, well, a lot of like the technology and the health benefits and the medication that we have comes from exploration.
Right. There's also a lot of chaos. You seen when they dropped that bomb on Japan? That was also from exploration and finding things that was like, oh, this is supposed to make world end. No, there's still people like, there's still certain areas you can't even go where they dropped that, by the way.
It's like that. Well, it's like that in Russia too. There's the Russia where like the nuclear plant exploded. And like, I mean, dropping an atom bomb. Yes.
Yeah,
but
there's good and bad to science. I just think certain things we don't need. You open up some dark, deep stuff in there. There's no telling what comes out of there.
I mean,
There's no telling.
it can really go down to where you piss off the wrong animal
The wrong creature.
or the wrong demons.
You just opened up the gates of hell, literally, and they just. How do you close? You imagine the people that had to close that and trap them in there, and then just years later, here we come again. La la la. Just whoops.
Do you think the was it Atlantis?
Oh, that's a real thing.
That's a real thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's cities under there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The ocean rises. There's a city in Italy that's sinking.
Yeah.
That like
But that's
there's people
Venice.
that has to like
It's called
leave.
Venice. It's Venice. Venice.
No, it's a different city.
No, it's Venice. Venice is estimated to be underwater before our generation's over.
No, there's literally another city within the next 10 years. I don't think it was
Venice.
Let me see. What city?
For sure, Venice. I went. I know. Trust me. It
probably is one of them.
You can know. You know what's crazy is you can actually, if you go, water is rising at such a crazy level. If you go to Venice, and you guys take a look, if you guys do go to Venice and look at the walls, right? You can actually see where there used to be like plants growing from the walls or like actual stain and concrete, and you can see where like sun and pieces of the walls, especially when the waves are moving, that wasn't covered by water real recently. You know, it's almost like being hit by water recently. You can see like where the water is touching is like so fresh and so new. You can actually look at it and go, "Oh, the city is sinking." Yeah, it's sinking. There's like
Jakarta in Indonesia is considered the fastest sinking city in the world.
Yeah.
And some predictions suggest much of it could be underwater by 2050. Other cities at risk: Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh,
Venice,
New Orleans, Miami, and Shanghai.
and California.
Well, we got to apparently have an earthquake, a huge one, and
No,
just
we're
fall
also
into the
sinking
ocean.
too.
Yeah, we're all sinking. But
When I was in middle school, originally, I mean, again, it all changes every year anyways, but when I was originally in middle school, we were supposed to be underwater.
Yeah, they always say that. I think it was just to like scare
We were
people.
supposed to be underwater by 2025. No, you just have to estimate the tides, but you can't call nature. You don't know what nature's going to do.
You don't.
So that happens. Anyways, we can move into the next segment of Smitty's Corner. Bum, bum, bum.
No, man, don't do that.
Bum, bum, bum.
No, don't do that. Have my theme music.
Your theme music? Same thing. But I do want to say, to lead into Smitty's Corner, I don't want to speak on another app, but an app similar to Underdog.
The other dog.
You're right. Somebody won $20 million off of 20 cents.
What was that bet? And do we know him?
A crazy parlay. No, we do not. But Kevin Hart posted about it, though. So if you guys want to look at it, look on his story. He posted about it. That's how I saw it. But I guess the guy made it 20. Let me actually tell you the exact.
That's insane.
20 cents on a jackpot. Now they're a millionaire. Somebody in Michigan
three parlays, right?
Made $9 million off of 20 cents.
Do you know the details of what he bet?
Nope. I just know that he hit. And, you know, it is true. Like, if you do these player props, you know, and if you do it right, you pick, 25 props correctly in a row.
Honestly, you deserve it. I can't even get 2 or 3 right.
I had an 11 leg parlay, and I turned like $20 into like $1,500 or $5. Sorry, $5. If I would have bet 20, I would have won like $10,000. And if I would have bet $100, I would have won like $100,000. But I turned $5 into $1,500, which those odds are crazy. It was like plus 8,474 odds.
Yeah, you got 11 things right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I can't even get 3.
Well, sucks to suck.
All right. Well, y'all know he's got the money, so I'll drop the address and handle that. So
that money's been spent. Okay, well, off to Spinny's Corner. What do we got in sports?
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting segment of Smitty's Corner, where we talk about the most exciting and trending things that's happening. Let's start off with the most exciting WNBA Draft happened today, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa.
WNBA,
Yeah,
not the NBA. I'm talking, and we're going to give ladies respect. You stay over there if you have nothing good to say about women.
No.
Anyway, WNBA, the draft happened. Number 1 pick. Do you know who it is? No, because you do not support women's sports. It is Paige Hurd from UConn. I don't know if they won the title, but I know she's a bucket.
Do you even know who she is?
Yeah, I just said I don't know if they won the title because my fault. I don't even know who won the men's title actually in the NCAA.
Oh, actually, yeah. Speaking of that, actually, who did win the Final
I don't know.
Four?
We should actually
Smitty's Corner, my boy. This is your job.
Listen, man. I'll be honest
You know
with
what?
you.
It wasn't as
It wasn't exciting. It wasn't exciting and didn't catch my attention as much as the last few years, honestly. I don't know. NBA was kind of like
normally
that.
when you'll know, like, oh, snap.
Yeah,
like, Final
didn't hear
Four,
nothing.
Bars, people are partying.
Nothing.
Didn't
hear a darn thing about
Houston.
There it is. That's why. All right.
Houston, wait. No, actually, no. I don't know.
They lost to...
No, Houston beat Duke. And then
Houston lost to Florida, I think. I think Florida won.
Yeah, actually, I did see people post Gators won, and I heard the whole entire bracket was an upset.
Yeah. There was only
the
one
whole
bracket.
Was an upset. No, I'm saying like the whole Final Four month was nothing but upsets.
Yeah. I mean, from the moment the tournament started, Florida was not predicted.
Gambling, that lost a lot of money.
Houston was not predicted.
I did see people post the Gators. The Gators beat Houston, which Houston, I don't think they've ever been in the finals.
That's crazy. I'm a Florida
Houston
boy, and I had no
idea.
idea.
Duke, and then Florida beat Auburn.
And then Florida beat Houston. Yeah. Well, shout out Florida. Florida boy here.
Female
way
ones.
to go.
Let's see.
Yeah, see if UConn won, because I don't know, because Paige was...
She's not as famous as old girl that went number one.
Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
No, but she was in college when Caitlin Clark was in college and giving buckets and all that. She was just, I think, a freshman or...
Oh, Florida also won the female one.
No, they didn't.
Amelia Arena. And we'll both be at, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, no, they didn't. I think UConn won.
UConn.
They did? Yeah. UConn's a dominant.
So she went number one, I guess?
Yeah, Paige went number one today.
What's her name? Paige what? Paige.
Is it her? No, Paige Hurst? Paige
Hurwitz.
Hurwitz.
Nope, sorry. That's a film producer.
Okay. Just put UConn or WNBA Draft if your phone allows you to.
Paige UConn. Wow, Paige Buckers, by the way.
What is it?
Yeah, Bukers. You have been butchering her last name.
I never even said it.
Yeah, you did. You said Hertz from the get-go.
Did I? I thought it was Hurd or Hurge.
It's with a B.
Paige Bukers.
Yep.
Bukers. Well, whatever. We know it was Paige. She goes number one to Dallas. They're back up.
And
lost Luca. Got Paige.
Is she good? How good is she?
She's nice. She's a bucket. She's gonna give Dallas some play. She's for sure
point guard.
Is she as exciting as Caitlin Clark? No, but she has a good, solid.
Does she have brand
game.
deals? Because like Caitlin Clark, they made it. I mean,
listen, Caitlin Clark was she was a Steph Curry of.
Yeah, but you know what though? There was a lot of, which, she just did, like we talked about earlier. She did really good with branding. Yeah. And her mom does her marketing. They did the marketing correctly, but there was a lot of controversial issues with her, based with other WNBA players, because she at first wasn't considering going to the WNBA because she was getting so much money being offered to her by other leagues in China.
Oh, for sure.
So she wasn't gonna go. And Nike told her, if you go to the WNBA and then sign with us, we will make sure you get what you deserve.
Right.
So that's technically, she put in the work for it to be, because she was literally the market god as WNBA. She made women's basketball famous.
Yeah, she was Steph Curry.
So yes, she's worth every marketing dollar that they invest in her. But is it fair? All these, like, this girl went number one, and she's gonna get like $100K for her contract.
She wasn't pulling from half court. $60K. She wasn't pulling from half court.
Yeah, I don't know who she is, but that's why a lot of girls were really mad, because they're like, oh, you're getting drafted to the WNBA and you're going to make $20 million because Nike committed to you for that? Like, favoritism, blah, blah, blah. Like,
it's not favoritism. She's a check.
Yeah. She's making them millions. That's why.
It's business.
Yes.
It's business. At the end of the day, it sucks, that she's a white woman in middle America, whatever the case you want. For sure. I get it.
I don't think she's a white woman.
No, it's definitely a race card as well. She played at Iowa. Nobody cared about Iowa until she started pulling from 40.
Exactly. She was cooking, though.
Exactly. She has the talent. She's a bucket. She has a bucket. And she literally put Iowa on the map. No one cared about it. No one really did all that stuff.
Paige Bukers is better than Caitlin Clark, mid-range, and more athletic.
Yeah, I'll give her that. Paige is a better overall probably better overall like basketball player, but Caitlin's only getting better. What? You see, you got to stop with the sexist thing, man. She's a person, not an object.
No, she's a woman.
You're saying it in your sexy voice again.
No, that's crazy. Don't play me. She's very good looking.
Okay, we get it. How do you feel about, I don't know, Luca? Is he good looking?
He's a good looking guy too.
All right, Anthony Davis?
Nope, absolutely not. That's why they traded him off.
Because he's not good looking?
Yeah, he's not marketable.
That's crazy. You must have hollered at
Anyways,
one of your
on
girls.
to some more important things in sports other than
Yeah,
the women's draft.
NBA draft, not draft. NBA play-in tournament started today.
What? Again? Didn't they
Yeah,
already
it's an every year thing now.
I thought this year already happened.
What? Where you been at, man? The play-in tournament to determine. All right, so we're gonna explain to this guy what the play-in tournament is.
Man, there's no way time flies like this. I feel like it just happened.
Playoffs always start around April.
Oh, the play-in tournament is now before playoffs.
Yes, that's why they play the last. Okay,
Well, I know for a fact they launched the play-in tournament
yeah.
to really infuse and really embrace the Vegas thing.
Okay,
So
you're talking about two different things. All right, so play-in tournament is not the
what I'm saying.
mid-season tournament.
That's the mid-season stuff.
No, play-in is not the mid-season. The mid-season is another name. It's like the something cup or whatever, playoff cup or something. It's for Vegas.
They call it the play-in tournament.
No.
Okay,
Well,
it's referred. I've heard it referred to as the play-in tournament. So
then
what
they
is this?
Told you wrong. Play-in tournament is basically seeding to determine the last two spots on the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference to make the playoffs. Because a few years ago, there was so much flack about how there was so much flack about how like certain teams would have the same record, tiebreaker, but then they would make the playoffs and another team with the same record win it. Or there'd be teams with better records wouldn't make it because, the West was so strong, the East was blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So basically, from spots 1 through 6, you're guaranteed on the East and the West to make it.
Okay, so that I know what this is. Yes.
Yeah, so 7,
They're
8,
just there's like wild cards.
kind of.
Yeah, it's just a wild card time.
Yeah. So
Shoot, my fault.
7, 8, 9, 10 have to play to determine who's going to get 7 and 8 spots to play 1 and 2 in the East and West. So today, my Orlando Magic, who were 7th, only because of injuries, they would have made the playoffs easily. But they played the Atlanta Hawks, who were 8th, and we beat them. So we have the 7th seed. We got to play against the Celtics now, which is 2. Good luck with us. But the Hawks lost, but they now have a chance to play and get the 8th seed against whoever beats the 9th and 10th game, which is...
Because the playoffs in the NBA. I haven't followed that in so long. You have to remind me. The playoffs in the NBA aren't separated by West or East. Everybody just goes into the playoffs.
No, it's definitely still separated by West and East.
Until you meet up at the finals.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Only the best from the West, best from the East.
Are we talking about, so they do 10 from the West, 10 from the East?
Yeah. And,
so we're talking about the East right now.
East, and then today the Warriors, they were 7th because they lost to the Clippers in the last game of the season. And they would have been 6th, but they got 7th, and they played the Memphis Grizzlies, who are 8th. Warriors won today, so now they'll play Houston, the Rockets, who are number 2.
And Lakers lost on Sunday to the Blazers by 40 points.
Didn't matter last game. They already got the 3rd
points.
seed.
They already got the 3rd seed.
Yeah,
okay, so Lakers already in.
Yeah, so they're resting people, whatever. Tomorrow's the...
So the Warriors are in 7.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies are in 8. The Kings are in 9. And the Mavericks are in 10 somehow, some way.
So the Mavericks and the Kings play tomorrow. And whoever wins plays the Grizzlies. And whoever wins out of that gets the 8th spot.
How many people go to the playoffs? Just 8?
8.
Okay, so
but the last
9 and 10 have a chance.
Exactly.
But the Grizzlies, the Warriors and Grizzlies have the same record, but the Grizzlies have 8 more wins than the Kings and the Mavericks. Like, I guess...
Yeah.
This year doesn't make sense, but other years
it could be that tight to where it's only a game or 2 or whatever the case is.
Here on the Eastern side, the Hawks are at 40, Bulls 39, and Heat at 37. But even still, I think 40. Yeah, you're in the 8th place. It is what it is. But yes, they used to just cut them off.
Yeah,
if you were in 8th, you.
No. If you were 8th, that was it. You made the playoffs.
Saying, you're 8, and then after
if you
that,
were 9, 10, no way.
Clinch play-in position. What's a play? So play-in position. Yeah.
Play-in tournament.
Yeah, the play-in tournament, clinch playoff position, clinch division. So the Magic clinched the division.
Yeah. And then we won today, so we got the 7th spot. And then so the playoffs are gearing
Lakers
up.
clinched the division. Hey.
You're not a Laker fan.
I am. They took away my Sonics, so
You're
I'm
a
a
Clippers
Laker
fan, man.
That's crazy you play me like that.
All right.
What I look like celebrating the San Diego team.
All right. If the Clippers win the title, you can't go out and party and celebrate. You just said that.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I congratulate them. They're not celebrating the Clippers win. I want the Clippers to win. Actually, just so I can see that and see these Laker fans talk and stuff. But they're not.
Are you kidding me? You ever seen that Homer Simpson meme? He go into the bush.
Yeah. No, they're gonna. Yeah. They're not like.
Okay.
I think if the Clippers win the championship, I truly believe they're gonna move.
Where? Seattle?
And it doesn't matter where they move.
No. What if they become Seattle
Supersonics? Then I'd be a fan of them. Yes, because I.
But
like
what if they're the Seattle Clippers?
I like the Supersonics. I didn't follow Seattle. I didn't follow the Oklahoma City Lightning Bolts, whatever they want to call it, so Thunders.
Lightning bolts.
But no, I think if the Lakers were to actually, because you remember they had a good chance, a good run for a while.
With Chris Paul,
Chris Paul,
they had Paul George.
They were just they were the only one in playoffs, and nobody was supporting them. Seats were still empty. Nobody was going to the game. I think if the Clippers win a championship, they're gonna move the season after because
where can they go?
I don't know, but they're gonna figure it out. They'll go back to San Diego. I don't know, but.
I don't know, man. I still think it's too much money in LA for them to not be here.
Oh well, no. Now they got the new stadium, so they're going to stay here. They won't move, but I think
I think they're going to turn up. I think there's going to be a lot of people.
I'm not saying the Clippers are going to turn up.
No, I think there's going to be a lot of people. I think it's still going to be a parade. I think it's going to be really weird.
I think it's going to be a parade, and it's going to be empty.
They might pay them. They pay me. They pay me. I'll pull out there.
So, yeah, you haven't been to a new stadium. You didn't look into it.
No, the Intuit.
So the Intuit Dome, they brought something from European soccer, which is called the wall.
Oh, I've seen that.
But it comes from European soccer. So like in European soccer, or in soccer in general, in soccer you have like right before the goal, you have all the super fans, like 100 seats of the fans. Like only a fan sits there, all one color in their uniform, and like that's where they make the most noise.
Right.
And they blah 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 blah. So Clippers, when they built it into a dome, they're like, we're gonna make the wall. We're gonna bring the wall to U.S. basketball, and we're gonna build the wall and into a dome for the Clippers fans. And if you've been a Clipper fan, if you've had season ticket holders, now these tickets are behind the basket, right? And these tickets are like section 100 for like $100.
Nice.
If you go to section 100 anywhere else, it's like $500, $600, $700.
Yeah.
But these tickets are actually very, very cheap and affordable for the view that you're going to get. But you have to be a confirmed fan. They have to approve you and confirm you to sit in these seats.
All right.
These seats have been pretty empty to what they had imagined. It had, thought what was going to happen. These seats have been also, in all fairness, it's not like soccer, like sitting behind the goal, like half the game is technically going to be in your face. Like sitting behind the basket in basketball kind of sucks. Like I get it, it's a team thing, it's a wall thing, but that's not the best seat.
Right.
It's always the cheapest seat for a reason.
Right.
So yes, I get that's not the best seat, but also, they wanted to like really emphasize the love of the fans. And
I mean, I think it just has something to do with like the players they're getting now. That there's the Clipper curse people talk about. They could have a good season. They've been number 1 in the West, number 2, and then it's first round exit, injuries, second round exit. Never, if they win it, they gotta like earn it. I guess they'll always be LA's second team, but I like that they're branching off and kind of just being an LA team instead of trying to compete with the Lakers. Lakers will always be. This is a Laker town. But if the Clippers win the
Hollywood team. It's Hollywood's team for sure.
I'm saying. But listen, people in LA switch up all the time, do they not? It's Hollywood, baby. Let the Clippers win. I guarantee you that crowd and people go.
They're still going to party. People love to party.
They'll have the haters come out and be like, man, let's see what this is like.
I mean, the best example to that is that everybody that was a Lakers fan hated LeBron. And now everybody has a LeBron jersey. And there's a couple of people that I know personally. You know who I'm talking to. I am talking to you. And I'm looking at this camera directly and look at you and go, I know you. Because when we were in high school, you hated LeBron. Kobe this, Kobe that. Still LeBron Kobe. This. I would never like LeBron. I would never cheer for him. And I hope he never becomes a Laker. He became a Laker. And guess what? You own a LeBron jersey. So
Shout out LeBron. And I'm also talking to you, that person.
Yeah. I'm talking to you guys.
And you're a LeBron sexual now. LeBron. Have you heard those songs?
No, I haven't. I refuse to play those. Don't start. Don't. Please, people have to have this in their headphones. Please don't start.
LeBron.
But yeah, so we'll see. But so then these
Clippers will win it.
So who do you think is gonna win the championship?
Now this is the first time in a while. I'll always say Orlando Magic, of course, because we're nice. But if we don't, this is the first time I feel like I don't know.
OKC is let's get an educated, realistic idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different teams and so many different matchups. There's no like clear favorite. Even though OKC is number one in the West.
Who do you think is truly gonna win?
I don't know, man.
I think the Lakers are actually gonna win.
They have a chance, but I don't think they'll do it this year. I think next year because now Luka's established, LeBron will come back for another year.
I think they have the best chance.
And then they can sign people.
I don't think they need to do none of that. I think they have the best chance.
We'll see. They'll definitely.
They have Luka, and they have LeBron, who is a mastermind in controlling momentum, and is he's been in the playoffs every year of his entire career. He is a professional in the playoffs.
They're playing Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round, which is not an easy out.
But
we'll see.
I don't think they're too worried about that. But the Cavaliers apparently. This
in the East,
the team to beat.
In the East, yeah.
I mean, in general, they have the best record overall. No, the Thunder
OKC does.
Well, but Thunder's the best team to beat too. Then you know.
But it's just something about them, man. I don't know. I don't believe in them. But are you watching OKC Cleveland Cavaliers finals? You remember the Spurs and the Cavs? And LeBron was in that one.
Yeah, I watched that one. I'm not watching. No.
LeBron was in that one and he got swept.
Yeah,
because that Spurs team was just beautiful basketball.
He's also a one-man team for like the first 5 years of his career.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Well, you have anything else on Smitty's Corner?
Let's see. WNBA that you don't support. NBA
I support
playoffs.
WNBA. Listen. Hey, any WNBA players, if you need a sugar baby.
You go get flown out? You go...
Spirit Airlines. I'm easy.
I mean, I don't think you... Because listen, I think the financial... difference.
I don't think they got it.
I mean, maybe if you Caitlin Clark or
you see, like it's so trending. They're like, pay us the money. You act like you didn't get it. Like it's business. There's one girl.
I can't believe you just imitated that like that for all of women basketball. That's crazy.
No, it's not even that. I understand it, but it's. I think there's one girl that they keep making fun of. Have you seen those memes? I think she came into the league the same time as Caitlin Clark.
Talking about Angel Reese?
Is Angel Reese? Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, it's Angel Reese. It is. Where she's like really being outspoken about how WNBA players need to be paid the same amount as NBA players and pay our worth. And then like they like... She's trending on social media where they put her and she's like really going in.
Yeah.
She's going in. She's talking smack. She's cursing at owners. She's telling you guys are rich. You guys spend more money on your side chick. Like she's really being outspoken. And she's saying out of pocket stuff. And then right after they're like, oh yeah, pay her worth. And they're just like showing her stats and how many layups in her highlights. And she's like hitting the ball off the rim and it hits her in the face. Oh, it's bad. But also, it doesn't start with the owners. It starts with the fans.
Yeah, if there's money to go around, then you gotta...
They also need they also supposed to market it and push it. And they're not... Obviously, they don't put the marketing money the way they do with the NBA.
Well,
What did they lower the rim for the WNBA?
Now you're getting wild.
No, I mean, imagine. What if they literally made it where they could dunk? Bring it to 8 feet.
Now
I know some WNBA players.
There are some women that can actually bang out.
I know some WNBA players. Some friends of mine that went to the NBA and has WNBA and then play overseas. I know a lot of professional women basketball players that if the rim was at 8 feet, they would be trouble.
Yeah.
Also, against other women, of course. Against a man, at the end of the day, it's just genetically, you're just gonna get body slammed. I'm sorry. That's why I'm pro women. I don't believe men should. I do not believe men should participate.
Some women can make it in the league. I think in the NBA.
Some women can, but no. I mean, there's still that physical strength is different. There's genetically difference. That's why it's not fair if with the women's sports stuff. But it's not fair because it's genetics. But
yeah,
if they brought it down to 8 feet,
That's crazy. You gotta. That'd be insane.
But imagine how much more exciting it'd be for the little girls, for the kids, for everything.
You just handicap their league to
I didn't handicap the league. I made it available
2 feet shorter just to make it more exciting.
No, to make it more exciting, but make it more, you know, I don't know, more for them, more available for them, you know?
8-foot rim is low, maybe 9.
I mean, you got to think, you have to just be realistic. What's the highest? What do you think is the highest recorded vertical in the WNBA?
I'm not gonna touch that. I don't know. I have no idea. But I mean, it's more exciting to watch them shoot from far now. That's the NBA. That's the shooting. It's a shooter's league.
Never had that. See, like
with Caitlin Clark.
No, I'm saying they never had phases. Like, for example, right? NBA, at one point in time, NBA was about to go out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then came the racial beef. Mm-hmm. Magic Johnson versus Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Bird was a shooter. Magic Johnson hit him with the pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you came the dunking season, which was Jordan time. And everybody's dunking and ending each other's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then you came with, that was all through the 90s. And then you came with like now you're getting the handles, the Allen Iverson, the crossing. You know what I'm saying? Like the shows. And then like now like the showmanship. Now people are wearing like braids and the headbands. And now people aren't just showing up with basketball shoes. Now people are wearing cool shoes and wearing longer shorts. And then you get Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Half court, full court, like shooting from everywhere. Like they have these phases that are marketable, that created the hype, that created the attraction, that kept this, and that made this a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
The WNBA, outside of Caitlin Clark in college.
Yeah, college now.
In NBA, that I haven't seen her trend at all since the WNBA.
Oh, that's because the season's over right now. But she was trending all last season.
The only thing that she was trending is that they were beating her up.
Yeah, and she was still getting buckets.
Yeah, but they were beating her up. Not like how it was with when she was in college, where they're like, "Damn, she went for the 60s. You went for there." She didn't go for 60.
She's about to start trending again. You ain't seen her. She's
I would hope
yoked. And she's about to. Her season's coming up.
She's sick and tired of getting pushed.
Bro, it was like soon as the season ended, she said, "I'll tell you what's not gonna happen." She started it. Bro, she's like, all right, I know it's and she did the Jordan mentality. Jordan came in the league and he was high flyer, this and that. And the reason he wasn't getting past Detroit, they would be like, hell, you go fly, but guess what? You go land too on your back. And he was like, all right, man, I'm gonna just start putting in this work. And he got bigger, stronger.
So just to give you hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
The average WNBA vert is 14 inches. You probably have a higher vert than that.
Definitely.
You're overweight.
You're gonna play me. Not overweight.
Oh, you still don't have a Coachella body.
I don't need a Coachella body. I got Coachella voice.
Yeah, 63% of the WNBA has a 14-inch vertical.
So 63? What's that? 37%.
37% is an average of 22 inches.
That's the rest of the league is 22. That's the highest you can get, 22 inches.
The average jump for a woman in vertical that plays professional sports is anywhere from 12 to 16 inches. Now, this is for the NBA, of course. There's some high jumpers that probably can jump in the Olympics that probably have a good, but yeah, man. Yeah.
Can you imagine a high jumper taking off in the WNBA to go duck it?
Well, no, there's a form for that. So
that's what I'm saying. It looked hella weird.
I don't think they can't, but yeah, man. Travel. So, yeah, bring it down to 8 feet.
No, I feel like it's just weird. It's cheating. Bring it down to 9.
Caitlin Clark, though. Hold on.
Yeah, look.
Recently,
she'll mess you up.
You're gonna mess me up.
Yeah, you ain't got a Coachella body. Your Coachella body.
I do have a Coachella body.
Yeah,
look at the muscles.
She's got a. Oh boy,
look at the muscles. My Green Ranger coin.
Good for you, man.
I don't see a new one, but
I'll show you. Don't you worry.
Oh wait, alright, I'll go to Instagram. I see her most recent.
You're looking real creepy.
Well, she looks in shape for sure. Oh yeah, Time magazine. Arms? Yeah, she's cut up. She's getting in shape for sure.
Yeah, she's not messing around. She's coming out ready to fight.
Damn, these Kobe's are sick.
She's wearing Kobe's?
Look at these Kobe's. Like watermelon color.
Yeah, see? She got swag.
Damn, I need these Kobe's. I'm going to screenshot that just because I want it.
She got swag.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. All right.
So, yeah, that's it for Smitty's Corner.
That's it for Smitty's Corner?
I got some cool stuff next week because the playoffs are starting.
Playoffs are starting. Well, let's put in a mic'd up bet right now. I'm going to say Lakers in the finals. Lakers
Are you a
versus...
Shannon Sharp fan?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a Shannon Sharp fan?
No, is that old boy with his hairline back here?
That's Stephen A.
Oh, no. Okay, no.
Shannon Sharp is used to be
I know who Shannon Sharp is.
NFL player. He played for your Broncos, actually.
Yeah. You're talking about the guy with the podcast.
Yeah. Lakers in 5.
Oh, yeah. I don't like him, though.
What?
Talks too much smack about Corey.
Corey Hogan?
Yeah.
Really?
He doesn't like Corey. I don't like him.
Wow.
You don't mess with the squad, I don't mess with you. I'm sorry, Shannon Sharp. Yeah, you talk too much smack about the family. I don't care.
Really?
Yep, he nonstop.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What beef day? It's got to be some old beef, man.
Oh, go look at Corey's podcast. Oh, he talks about them all the time.
Man.
You know what it is? He'll have comedians.
Uh-huh.
And he's really passive aggressive with it. He'll have comedians and they'll either talk smack about Corey and he'll agree and be like, oh yeah, that's right. Or he'll have a comedian talk, like, give Corey some flowers. Because I mean, like, there's I think I've told you before, there's like, a podcast with Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock where they're just like, yeah, Corey Hogan is like, I would never go behind Corey Hogan. That's like the ultimate, like, dab as a comedian. Like, if you're not gonna go up on stage behind somebody, you're basically telling, like, this guy's better than me.
Right, he's giving them respect.
Yeah, you give him respect. Like, I'm not going up behind him. Are you kidding me? I can't do what he's gonna do.
Right, he just killed it.
Yeah. So they're saying that, and there's this, but so yeah, he'll have people that give him props also, and he'll just kind of like twist it to where it becomes a negative. He just has beef. It's beef, and he's a hater.
Damn, Unks. Hope y'all get it together.
He's a hater for sure.
Hate to see it. And
then, of course, Corey just goes.
Corey is Corey, man. You gotta love it.
Corey just talks about why are his lips always so shiny and always have lip gloss on them when he's on his podcast. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Yeah.
Dum.
Yeah. But yeah, that's. I don't like Shannon Sharp, no. But yeah, Lakers though. I think Lakers versus here. Let's just go. We'll both give it on. I think in the finals, 2025, it's gonna be Lakers versus the Knicks.
That'd be crazy. Lakers in 5.
Lakers versus the Knicks.
And who wins it?
I don't want to go that far. I just want to say.
Lakers versus
I think that
Knicks.
I want the Lakers to win.
You don't think it could be a Lakers and Celtics finals again?
No, how about this? I'm going to tell you the script right now.
Ooh.
Lakers versus the Knicks, and then they're going to run it back in the MLB. Dodgers versus the Yankees.
They just did that already.
Yeah, they're going to run it back again, but right after the NBA does it, ooh, that'd be a crazy script.
Well,
East
technically,
Coast versus West Coast.
What'd be wild is that the NBA season starts in October and playoffs start in baseball in October.
Exactly.
So,
crazy script.
Or
script. It just came to me right now.
Crazier script. LeBron plays the Cavs in the finals.
Hasn't he already played them?
No, not in the finals.
That's not the craziest script. Nobody ever cares about it anymore.
It's his hometown. He gets a 5th ring.
So who do you think's gonna be in the finals?
Oh man.
Give me an educated guess. That was an educated guess for me.
Who's the top 2? It's OKC and Houston. I don't think neither one of them are going to make it.
No, top 2 are the Celtics in the East and the Rockets.
No, I'm talking about the top 2 in the West.
It's the top 2 is OKC and Houston.
And then in the East, it's the Cavs and the Celtics. Lakers have a chance, but I don't know. I feel like they're going to be better next year. I think they're going to do it next year. Damn.
Make a decision. Quick. Life's on the line.
You know what? Maybe the Lakers.
Okay, Lakers versus who?
Celtics.
I was thinking about that too, but you know what? I just don't feel it.
I don't feel anything.
I knew Jason Tatum was going to win last year. Was going to be the finals.
Yeah.
Because I heard about it all through the season. Marketing. He was in every commercial.
They're trying to make him the face of the league, and I like Jason Tatum.
Well, here's what I think. I think there's a lot of marketing behind this and their decision making, and I think they do finesse it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they let him win last year. I think they sent him to the finals, let him win, and saw that there was no monetary gain. So that's not happening again.
Yeah. He just doesn't have the pull.
He doesn't have the juice, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the juice.
Anthony Edwards, though. But I think they're going to let him develop a little bit.
Oh, no, I don't think they're going to let him develop. I think they're going to wait till they're done making... They're done making money on everybody else.
He's also signed to Adidas, so they might have to do a scandal.
Also, that's another thing. Everybody knows NBA favors Nike's and Nike.
Mm-hmm. There's money in partnership.
That's why, you had the Kobe finesse.
Yeah. So, we'll see. I don't know. I guess Lakers, if the Lakers don't get past the war...
so, the Lakers versus who?
Boston, I said.
Oh, Lakers versus Boston.
So,
you think Lakers versus Boston. I think it's going to be Knicks versus the Lakers. I want the Lakers to win.
I mean, I'd like the Lakers to beat Boston because then they'd be tied again with the same ring championship count.
Mm-hmm. Boston has one more ring than us right now.
Because than us. That's crazy. Because they won last year. So, but Boston could repeat too. That'd be crazy.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Well, this week on things that I buy, I don't have no cards for us. But I do have LaCroix that I got for free at Coachella with these hats. Got my neon Carnival. He's wearing my hat too. He thinks he's gonna keep it.
Wearing our hats.
LaCroix,
the gifting.
Please gift us and sponsor the podcast. Actually, I really love LaCroix. I love soda water. But I did get these really, really cool True Religion jeans.
Are True Religion's back?
They are back.
Woo!
Well, True Religion is an avid sponsor of Coachella Weekend 1, so they always have like a good gifting suite and a good day party. Actually, it's pretty fun.
Nice. Did you get good content? Cool.
Yeah, I got content. I posted them and shared it and tagged them. But yeah, these are dope though. But look, they're baggy, so they're like traditional. They're like the traditional True Religion with a really thick threading.
Yeah, did True Religion ever not have baggy?
No,
like they were always baggy.
They were actually famous for boot cut. They were
still
really,
baggy.
really famous. No, boot cut is not baggy at all.
No?
Boot cut is what Kendrick Lamar wore on the Super Bowl. It's like tight right around your kneecap and it just flares. It's a flare.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowhere near baggy. It's tight everywhere. Flare at the bottom.
They're not tight everywhere. It's just tight from the knees up. Thigh gap.
Yeah, baggy is baggy. And these are baggy. But they're cool. It's got the traditional thick True Religion. I got this True Religion bucket hat. It goes with it.
Nice.
I mean, they gave me this one too, you know. It's pretty cool. Oh, it doesn't actually fit.
Big old head.
Oh, yeah, later. Oh, these are cool too.
Oh, you got another pair?
Yeah.
Are these boot cut?
Nope. They're all
Baggy as well?
Yeah, I'm all here for the baggy.
Well, baggy's in still, right?
Baggy is in, and I'm here for the baggy.
What do you do when baggy's over? How many more time
do
we have for baggy before it goes back to skinny jeans? Another year?
No. Typically, fashion kind of circulates within a 3 to 5 year range. You ever want to time fashion? Just look how often Nike releases. I'll tell you my cheat code. My cheat code is how often Nike releases the same, re-releases a retro.
Like the shoe?
Yeah, so like Space Jam 11s, for example, like 2009, and then they brought them back in 2016. Like that's 7 years window of like recycling fashion.
And so you just figure out what was popping then with those shoes, like the
So come back, yeah. Like right now it's early 2000s.
Yeah,
It's actually right now it's 2005 fashion. And what year are we in?
2025.
20 years down the line, there it is. It's all kind of there's science to the madness. If you pay attention to it.
Well, the saying is fashion always repeats itself. So
because there's science to the madness. You know, there's
Fashion
curricular, there's rules, there's a calendar that these people follow. Anyways, another thing I bought, which also this was the first time I think they're in style, and they're kind of going out of style now, but Asics. I thought they were super cool.
Super comfortable.
So I bought these. Asics are hella comfortable. I'm glad that they're in style now. I bought these. These are actually the GT 2160.
Yeah, they are.
At one point in time, they were reselling like crazy, but that died out really quick, but it's still in fashion. The dad shoes in fashion with the baggy pants and the baggy shirt and some good accessories. So I did buy these. I was planning on wearing them to Coachella. Then I realized.
Didn't make it.
I realized they're all white.
Yeah.
And I don't want to buy a shoe just to wear it for one weekend.
Isn't they're not giving Air Force energy? Because or what shoe is it that you buy that's all white and they like to look better when they're dirty? Is it Air Forces? Or no, Chucks.
Chuck.
Chucks.
Chuck Taylors look better.
Dirty.
People like wearing Chuck Taylors dirty. Yes.
Yeah.
Air Forces actually dirty Air Forces are in style right now.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
So,
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Dirty Air Forces are in style with the. I don't know. I'm trying to put this in a political a political correct way, but
I did not set you up for this.
No, you know what? Here you go. Dirty white Air Forces are actually in style for the higher end fashion.
Okay.
So higher end fashion is promoting dirty horses, creased up, and messed up shoes. Like having dirty shoes is a thing. Like I have a pair of Louis Vuitton shoes that are runners that came from LV looking like worn. That were gifted to me. Or like Goose, like there's a Goose brand that everything is worn.
Right.
So dirty Air Forces are in style and high fashion. Now, pure all white Air Forces, you wear them once and they're gone. Fat Joe style, that's the hip hop culture, and that's more the urban, and not really the high fashion, but more so. But high fashion now is pulling all of its inspiration from lower fashion, in the urban community, because now everything's baggy and everything everything looks like a FUBU commercial. So,
yeah. And they was talking about us. All you had to do was just wait 20 years. We would have been back on top.
You know what's crazy? There's a phone over here that's ringing. And this phone is dead.
How many phones do you have, man?
I don't know, but there's something that somebody keeps getting a text message over here, and I don't know whose phone that is.
Not mine.
Huh?
Not mine.
No, I know yours is in your hand. But that's it for this week on Mic'd Up.
Well, I think that's asking you to pull some cards, but we don't have any cards.
We don't have any cards to pull this week. I tried. And I have like a box of cards, but I don't want to open them.
Next week.
I'm not going to open them next week. I'm kind of saving this.
Oh, that looks pretty.
Look pretty, right? I got one from Nala.
Nice.
She'll probably bust it over when she gets it.
Easily.
But it's super cool. Look, it's I never even knew this. Rapidash.
What is that? A Pokemon?
Galarian Rapidash. Yeah.
They're just making up. It's a
unicorn Pokemon.
It's a unicorn. You can't just take something and make it a Pokemon.
The hair is popping.
Can you imagine? Creator around that created Pokemon, or did they go on?
Yeah, no, he's still on. Can you imagine having a Charizard and getting beaten by a Rapidash?
Bro, if a unicorn pops out of a Pokeball, I've lost.
It's got psychic powers.
It's a unicorn. It's not a Pokemon. Yes, we lost. Mewtwo doesn't even stand a chance.
It looks like My Little Pony.
It is My Little Pony.
I couldn't even. I had to, when I bought this, I had to ask the guy twice if it was real.
Yeah, they're just running out. They said, "Hey, how about a unicorn as a Pokemon?" I'm sorry, what?
Which, by the way, guys, if you're collecting Pokemon, which I learned this is a thing, so people are opening up boxes like this, tins, getting the packs, opening the packs, seeing if there's any wins, any hits, any of the rare cards, pulling out the rare cards if there is one, putting it back, and sealing it, and then reselling the box.
Some people need to get. I just see. I'm not a violent guy, but I see how violence can just.
I get literally. I'd be like, man, some of these communities, a lot of these communities are built off like the sneaker community, for example. They're built off of friendship and trust originally. And then once people start getting in there for
money,
money,
supposed to be in there,
and they're trying to exploit it, and then they're trying to do the shady stuff. Then
that's when all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, that's when somebody gets killed. Honestly, it's crazy, but
violence.
So a friend of mine just bought a bunch of tins.
Hopefully, he or she pulls some good stuff. And
wait, that actually happened with them. It's like I felt bad, but there was tins, and I was like, damn. I'm like, and I learned that right there. Like, the people are really doing this, huh? They're resealing and unsealing. But not only that, they're finding out. So it gets even deeper, which I hope Pokemon is actually paying attention, because I see this and people see this. So now they're metal detecting the packs, so you can tell if there's going to be a hit in there, and if there is, they weigh the pack, and then they put back the packs that aren't. So there's ways, or like for these tins, for example, I didn't know they were serial, but some people I looked online, like some of these tins, they have like a code that lets you know like there is no winning.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
they have to know that. Pokemon has to know. They're just, I don't know.
Well, I don't know, but the metal detector thing's crazy, and Pokemon I think needs to fix it.
Yeah, that's going to affect their bottom line, I think. So
Not going to affect their line, but it's really going to create some crazy aftermarket backlash and some crazy things that are going to go down. Because can you imagine? Imagine like, you have to think about it this way. It really just destroys. If you go to like a trade show or say you go to a card shop, you're like, oh well, and like you buy a pack, and you could buy a pack and be like you be the only person that buys that pack today. Bust it open, boom, you just won the best card in that whole entire pack, the whole entire box, right?
Yeah.
Or you could go and all 100 packs that this card shop is selling are worthless because he metal detected all of them, pre-packaged them himself, and then now he's selling all the Snickle Fritz.
Violence has entered the chat.
Chat. W's in chat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a crazy world.
Crazy world we live in, man. But hopefully they'll fix it, get it together, and get some Pokemon value back up. But I think that'll do it.
No, do it. That's it.
Do it.
Is there anything you want to plug? I'm going back to Coachella this weekend. I'll have some more stories. Weekend 2. Oh, but Coachella vlog and El Cristiano vlog are dropping this week.
Yeah, man. I want to know when is it dropping?
This week.
This week. No
Just
date.
look at my social media. Those vlogs are dropping. Some other stuff is dropping, but I'm not going down the list. And then
drop it when you drop it.
Drop it when I drop it.
Drop
Just
it
follow
like
me
it's
on
hot.
social media.
Follow,
you have anything
like,
you want to plug?
No, next week though. Stay tuned.
You might as well just start saying just wait on it again.
Oh, say it next week though. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
My sexy voice.
All right, guys. Oh, don't forget, every Thursday, 7 p.m. We're no longer on Wednesdays.
Yeah, new day. Not new time, new day. Thursday, 7 p.m.
Thursdays at
Like,
7
subscribe, comment, let us know any topics you want us to talk about and cover. And we'll see if we can get to it.
Suggest?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of good segments we can get to, too. So just let us know. Thanks again. Until next week, stay loved, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy. And Coachella, get Coachella ready.
Adios.
Deuces.